Dorothy, you want some squash? You think you're gonna like that? Hey everybody, Erin from The Impatient Gardener here, and today I'm talking about next year's garden, kind of. So one of the things that's always going through my head at this time of the year is sort of analyzing how well things went in the vegetable garden. What grew well, what didn't grow well, was there a reason it didn't grow well? But most of all, what did we use and what did we enjoy the most? Because to me, it's always about the space. Is it space worthy? So last year for the first time we grew winter squash and we loved them. So last year, 2 years ago, I did half a bed. Then I expanded it this year to a full bed. And my beds, when I say a bed, I'm talking a 4x8 raised bed. This year I'm debating actually even doubling that again because we find ourselves eating so much winter squash. And now I think I might have found, well, we're gonna test it. We're gonna test whether we have room for like a lot of squash because someone else might be eating it too. So here's what I grew. So these are baby butternut squashes. Now these are very small baby butternut squashes. Say that 10 times fast. Typically these end up about half the size of a regular size butternut. Some of these were a little late. I just happened to pull these up because these were kind of marred a little bit. And this is, I think this one is called Sunshine. This is, again, the other Sunshine we had was, I don't know, 4 times this size. So this was something that came late in the season. We're gonna try that too. The squash that's not here because we've already eaten all of them is honey nut squash, which looks like a small baby butternut squash, but it has sort of green stripes on it, and then it sort of deepens to a really rusty orange. Those are phenomenal. And I like these baby butternut squashes. Again, say that 10 times fast. I really like these for a lot of reasons. One, it's a much easier amount of produce for a small household to consume. Two, the flesh on them is much easier to cut through. It's easier to peel these. It's easier to cut through these. You know, sometimes with a butternut squash, like you have to come at that thing with a machete or something to try to get that thing open. They're kind of tough to handle. Not the case with these at all. And then honey nut is a butternut hybrid, basically. And it's very, very sweet. We actually did a side-by-side test because the way we eat these 99% of the time is we just dice them up and we roast them. Olive oil, salt, pepper in the oven, and it's delicious. And so we did a side-by-side test of the baby butternuts with the honey nuts, and we actually thought the baby butternuts were really good, which they are, but then we did that side-by-side test and those honey nuts were amazing. So in any case, I'm gonna try something new today. Dehydrating. So why in the world am I gonna dehydrate my squash? Well, I'm gonna see how this works for dog treats. As you guys know, we have 2 dogs, and you know, I'd like to, well, I'm not going to get into a dog diet discussion because that is entirely off topic, but I'm careful about what I feed my dogs. Let's leave it at that. And if I was able to provide them with healthy treats that I grew, and it costs pennies to give them because our dogs get a lot more treats than they probably should, that would be great. So I'm going to try to make dehydrated butternut and Sunshine. I don't know if that'll work with this one, but it's a good exercise. Squash treats in this dehydrator. So Elechomes has sent me this dehydrator to try, and actually I'm really excited about it because interestingly, even earlier this year, I had sort of started asking people if a dehydrator was worth it. Because I was just trying to figure out if I could use it. And I actually wish I would have, if I had had it earlier, I would have been maybe trying dehydrating some herbs and things like that. Of course, you know, the garden is basically over, but I love the idea. And the next thing I'm going to do after this is I'm actually going to do orange slices and try to do them in the dehydrator for holiday decorations. We'll see how that goes. But first, this is going to inform my decision on whether I actually expand the squash area to 2 beds next year or just 1. So just quickly about this dehydrator, it's an 8-rack dehydrator. It's nice. It just, you know, everything flips open, and it does come with these. It comes with these mats for really small particle things like herbs or something that might fall through the rack. And then it comes through these special trays, which is for like fruit roll-up type things. So I don't know. Like I said, I've never dehydrated anything in my life. So this is going to be interesting. Now, the other thing is that I have a lot of friends with dogs who do make dehydrated treats out of meat. So like chicken hearts or liver, things like that. But I have been warned by those people that you should never do that in your house because it can get very stinky. So if I ever decide to go down that road, I will do it probably, you know, when it's warmer out. I'll do it out in the garage or something. But that's what I've been told by friends who have been down that road, that it can get a little stinky. So I don't anticipate that to be an issue with this delicious squash though. So let me just show you how we're going to do this. And the first part of what I'm doing is exactly how I do this. Everything as far as cutting this up and putting in the dehydrator is exactly how I cook it when I'm making it for me to eat. So that's all the same. So I just start by peeling these, and you can already see how much easier it is to handle these baby butternuts than it is like a typical butternut, because you can just use a regular old vegetable peeler for this. And then I just dice this. I'm probably gonna do like a bigger dice on this for the dogs. I might do Okay, so now that everything is cut, all that's left to do is to put these on the racks and evenly space them out. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna add some garlic powder to this. In my experience, the dogs really like garlic powder, and I know this is gonna make the whole process a little bit stinkier, but I don't mind the smell of garlic at all, so. I just wanna keep these separate so I know which squash is which, because I suspect after they get dehydrated, they're gonna look an awful lot alike. I mean, that's maybe half a teaspoon of garlic powder on there. Okay, now it goes into the dehydrator. Now I think I might take out some of the empty racks just because I don't obviously need them in there for this. And I don't know that it matters what order these go in. So in the book, it says 8 to 12 hours on the vegetable setting for squash. So I think we'll start, it's probably going to take all of 12 hours is my guess, because these are such big pieces. But I'll start with 8 and see where we're at. Now the nice thing about this is that this will turn itself off automatically at the end of its cycle. So if this runs into like my bedtime tonight, I can just go to bed and know that it'll be fine. So you just hit on, and then you pick the vegetables. And it's already set for 8 hours, and that's the temperature for vegetables. So it just started itself there. Are you drooling a little bit, Dorothy? Okay, first up we're gonna do the, this is the sunshine one. No, so Dorothy will eat anything, and Odin is a little fussier. That was okay, Odin? You like that? Okay, next up is the plain butternut. Yes, Dorth. Jesus. That's good? Okay, now we've got garlic dusted. Oh, that could be good. Oh, a little skeptical. Hey, lay down. Sit down. You like that? Okay, so the garlic is this one that I'm putting down now. Just wait. Hey, look at me. Look at me. Okay, go ahead. Oh, she goes for his. I don't know which one they ate first. I think Dorothy was just interested in eating Odin's first. All right, so judging by that not very scientific test, I guess, the dogs like squash too. So thanks to Elechomes for sending me that for review. I'm going to get a lot of use out of that. I'm going to put a link to that dehydrator as well as a coupon code that they sent over to pass along to you in the description, so check that out. And let me know if you ever make treats for your dogs. And if they come out of your garden, because that's the important part, right? All right, you guys want another one? Here you go. Like that? There you go. I guess that's a no from Fergus.